What's going on, guys? Alex back with Mayhes Consulting. Today, I just want to go over briefly sourcing for candidates on LinkedIn if you are not trying to spend money by buying tools. So let's go to LinkedIn here. And where are we at? So I'm hiring for a senior software engineer position right now. So what we want to do, here's our home page right here. We're going to go to the search bar and we're going to type in senior software engineers, and we're going to keep this very vague. We're not going to make this very specific. We're going to keep it very generic. We're just going to look for senior software engineers. So we're obviously going to get a whole list here. It's not going to be prioritized at all, but that's okay. So if we go down here, see all people results. Now I don't have premium currently, so it doesn't give me unlimited searches, which is fine, but I want you guys to see, obviously, we have 4.2 million senior software engineers. So that's a lot of people. So obviously, some of those tools that you're going to pay for is going to help you narrow it down better, but we obviously can get very specific here, and we could type in, state, universities. But for the sake of time, let's go start with this first person, Alex. Got a good name. So obviously Alex, senior software engineer. He's working at FoodSmart right now. So if we're going to connect with him, if we're sourcing, we're hiring for a position, what a lot of people do is they either connect with him, they just send him a connection and they wait for him to accept it. And usually they don't accept it unless you have some type of presence on LinkedIn, because they're like, who is this person? Why are they randomly reaching out to me? Or they just follow the person, which does really nothing. It's pretty pointless. What you want to do is hit connect, and then you see this button, add a note. And this is where you want to write a message basically saying, hey, Alex, I'm hiring for a senior software engineer. Your background looks great. I'd love to chat and love to give you more details about the role, whatever. That's when you send that message. You get 300 characters per message. And when you send that message, they're going to get that notification saying you want to connect with them in that network area, but they're also going to get that letter. They're going to get that script that you wrote. So you're highly likely to get a response or at least a connection from Alex. So just for your knowledge, let's say Alex accepts your connection. It's going to go directly to your messages. So here's an example. Nathan, he hasn't responded to me yet, but he accepted my connection, and you can see our message that I sent him is right here. Hi, Nathan. Our client is looking for a senior software engineer role. So that is where it is, and you can track it very easily. You can put it in your application tracking system very nicely, and you also can follow up after a couple days. For example, Nathan, maybe I'll give him a follow up on Tuesday, and it's a more proficient way to source and send messages and do your outreaches. And another thing with this too is really important is LinkedIn has this, little section on the right-hand side, and everybody's profile says people you may know from Alex's industry. So these are people that, Alex works with, he went to school with, or, he shares similar skills with. So this is very important because we want to pull people in Alex's network. So we're going to go to show all. And this is a new feature that LinkedIn has, which I love. Shows you kind of in order what these people are. So these are people from Alex's industry, similar roles, software engineers. Okay, then we have Alex's job title. This is great. People that share the same exact title as Alex, which we're hiring for. We're targeting for those software engineers. Alex's school, so people that he might have went to school with or was friends with in his network. That's great. And I think this is the most important one. Alex's company. We're going to start, targeting and finding people that work at his company. Obviously, we want to do this in a professional, strategic manner. We don't want to just, message everybody at his company and then they're all going to, know who we are as a recruiter. So we want to be smart about that. But this is a really great strategy for outsourcing and, sending outreach messages on LinkedIn. If you are not trying to get LinkedIn Recruiter, LinkedIn Lite, or Sales Navigator, if you're just starting out in your recruiting career and you're on a tight budget. So I hope this helps. Until next time.